Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Awesome to see you guys. Very, very happy and excited for today on a Can't Stop, Won't Stop Wednesday. So we're going to first start with roll call and just get that right out of the way and just knock that stuff right out. So if you're in, chat in your name and let us know you're here. And just, if you have something special today that's going on, chat that in, right? Like, hey, I'm excited because I get to whatever that is today, right? You have something going on. So I'll start with mine. Hey, I'm excited today because I get to see my wife. She's coming up here, and so that'll be super exciting. And it's really weird, right now I'll share with you how I feel. And I hope that you have that same type of thing going on in your world. I'm super excited and ready to see her. I've been away from her for a little while. We took this hike and we did all this exploring, and we were super thankful for all those items that we get to do. But I was away from my wife. So we went out with the guys and did all these things, and haven't seen my wife in a while. So I'm like this 16-year-old guy ready to see his girlfriend. And so I went out and cleaned the car, and, I had to hand vacuum it and then hand wash it inside and detail it and get all that stuff ready because I'm super excited for her to come. And I hope that you have that same thing in your world, that you're excited for something today and anxious and ready to get it done. And if you don't have that, then kind of look within yourself and see, what do I want to do today? What's motivating me? Right, to go out and have success. So in sharing a piece of what I'm currently doing, I hope that it makes you happy and gets you motivated to go ahead and move forward with your day. So we do have a couple of topics today for us. The first topic number one that we're going to hit, is going to be Holmes is in a serious home. So I'll go over what that happens to me. And then topic number two is going to be Apple. And they are announcing the first couple of states that are able to use the cell phone to store your driver's license, but to do it legally and to be able to use it in different situations. So there's a bunch of things that go along with that, and we're going to discuss that and the applications to real estate and how that might be potentially changing things down the road and what that maybe means for you. So I like to stay on top of these types of things, whether it happens to be for now or for the future. And we have these different topics that we bring to you. We will have a real estate word of the day today, and that'll be homeowners association. So we'll discuss that one as well. We'll briefly define it, use it in a sentence, and move on from there. So without further ado, I should remind you that today is Wednesday. So we do have broker meetings today, and what that'll mean is you as the agents will be jumping on. We'll all get on there together collaboratively, and we'll talk through a topic. And with the idea there that it is collaborative, that each of you guys add in what you're doing. You do take the time and stop down and have this meeting with us. I'll remind you that that'll be at 10 o'clock Central Time. So we'll jump in there and we'll all be together. We'll go through this topic, dissect it, get your feedback, and then move on. So I'm super excited to get to see all of your smiling faces there at 10 o'clock Central Time today. So without further ado, Omkar, let's do it. So, Holmes is in a serious home. Let's go ahead and discuss what this means. I'm going to take the screen and ask Omkar to split it and chat in the link for us and let us see what we have here. But we have this lady here, Holmes, and she was formerly one of the richest ladies in the world. Now she happens to have a trial that's coming up. So she is currently living in a $135 million home that is a Silicon Valley estate. So we're going to scroll down through here, and she is a former person that invented something with a blood test. She dropped out of school. She was considered like one of the smartest people in the world, one of the richest women in the world. And I don't know really enough about it to know if it's one of those things that was all built on a sham or if it was legitimate and it was just not right. So you would have to be the one that decides there, but this is a big story in the news. And she now is staying in a $135 million home in Silicon Valley as she's awaiting her trial. So this is going on here. She was a former CEO, and she's on the 74-acre property in California. That's $135 million. It's just kind of crazy. So as we scroll down, what we're going to do is see if we can pull up the exact property. So Omkar, maybe scroll on down and we'll take a look through this. And my questions for you as we look through this is going to be, what would you do to stay in a $135 million home or to have it, right? So it's really crazy when you kind of look through this stuff and you see what it is. I'll ask Omkar to take a second and see if he can pull up this house in particular and then put that on the screen for us as we kind of flash back, and we'll discuss some things along this real estate wise. Okay? So as we look at this, what it really comes down to is, you think about a home that would be $135 million, and what would you do to get to the top? And then you think about your morals and your scruples, and would you do something crazy for 10 years of amazingness in your life, to have everything that you could kind of dream of? Would you accept that, or would you deny it? And did she go ahead and do something and bilk people of money, right? Or is this all legitimate, and is there something that's going on here, right? So Omkar is pulling up some of the different pictures here that we're going to be able to look through on this property. But it is this really crazy world that we live in, that people are tempted from time to time to see these different things, whether it happens to be to accept that or not. And it would be really hard to deny certain things, to be able to do it, but each day we do have morals, and those are each tested. And I prefer to stay on the high road and have what we make and each of those items. So this is a person who maybe potentially chose that other path, and she's enjoying some of her final days before her trial in this palatial estate. I don't know how she's here, why she's here, any one of those other things, but I'm just reporting. This is something that as you're going out there and you're talking with clients, that maybe you do a little bit of research on your own and you see what's going on here, but it gives you something else to go ahead and discuss with your clients, right? You have just a unique thing that you're kind of discussing. You can weave it in to your regular talk and maybe have some type of debate about it, have some type of discussion to see what's kind of going on here. Is this the right thing? Is it moral? You can talk about it from all different types of levels, but what it's going to be doing is showing that you're keeping up in the news, showing that you know what's going on, and it just, go ahead and take a look. Yeah, here's the front main picture of the property. They did a really nice job with all the stuff. Maybe they kind of painted in some of the stuff and it became really picturesque and more like a painting rather than what it potentially really looks like. But I'm sure it is an amazing place. And that's just about it. This is hopefully a topic that you weave into your conversations today to create a more real estate centric conversation, and that you take control of certain conversations in a very maybe organic fashion, right? So that as you do that, you're able to sell more properties, because it is often difficult to say, would you like to buy or sell a home today? What you have to do is kind of weave it in and take it from a different direction and then steer that conversation right back to where you want it to go, and then have it where you're able to talk to them about real estate. So that's topic number one. Thank you. Hello there, good morning, it's Mike Acquisto. It's good to see you guys. We have an Apple topic and a new topic, an interesting one. We're going to talk about Apple, and that they're announcing the first couple of states that they have that are going to allow you to save your driver's license. Yes, your driver's license inside your cell phone, so you have it with you all the time. And you're able to be identified correctly, legally, in each of those different things. Now, as we kind of start to think through this, how does this apply to real estate? How does it apply to these different things, right? And where is this potentially leading us? So now just kind of think about this. There's a lot of times when you're supposed to have your license with you, but maybe you don't. So with it being saved on your phone, it's maybe more convenient, right? But maybe it presents other types of problems, because there's all types of things where maybe sometimes you want to be not identified. Here in the United States, we're not required to carry certain things, right? And so it's one of our freedoms. And having the driver's license with you is something. but you're allowed to kind of like forget it and be a person who's not really identified, you know? So in certain communities, having the driver's license on you isn't something that you don't do because you don't want to be identified if maybe you're, you know, you're proven innocent until guilty in something like that. But now if we have our driver's license, we take this piece and we combine it here, and now we have it here on the phone. Now that does a whole different level of items. So now as we kind of talk about security, we talk about personal privacy, those are words that would come up as it relates to that, right? But now if we have our driver's license on the phone, doesn't make it better for us as real estate agents? Because if we have it here and we can easily identify people, and maybe this is how we use as a key to get into the home, right? Maybe the person can easily identify themselves to us. Maybe it helps make us as agents a little bit more safe as we're starting to show the properties. So these are all different things that are happening here, and it's weird how technology comes at us, but it comes at us way faster than we think. These things move super, super fast. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at this page in particular, and it announces the first states that will allow you to do this. Texas is not on the list, and we'll see if they do eventually get there, but these states are starting. So Arizona, Connecticut, Georgia, Iowa, Kentucky, Maryland, Oklahoma, and Utah will be the first states to go ahead and do that. You know, and I don't know exactly how I feel about this, but what I do know is that there's going to be a lot of changes coming up, and changes coming quickly in our world. And things are coming at us so fast right now. You know, I was out in the wilderness, and I was out there with Dave, with Colin, and with Austin, and we did some backcountry hiking over the last couple of days in Yellowstone, and it was truly amazing for me to get to have these different experiences. And we kind of looked back and thought about things, and we were like, how long in our history as a country were people still living like this, where they went across the country in a wagon, and where they took their life and, you know, were out in the elements and were lucky to survive the winter, so to speak, right? I saw a wagon the other day that people toured the country, or not toured it, but moved from across the country and settled the West. And I saw how big it was, and I saw what it was, and I was like, this is crazy that a horse pulled a person across the whole country in this thing that looked like it was a coffin, is how big it was. And it had no springs or anything, and how hardy people were. And where we've come, and, you know, just over 100 years as a society, to where all of a sudden now we're making the leap that we're taking a legal document like our license, maybe our passport, maybe each of these different identifications, and putting it here. How crazy it is that now you can take this phone and you can also buy things with it, and it becomes the way that you can purchase things as well with Apple Pay or Samsung Pay or any one of those different cash apps. It's really crazy that all of a sudden things like Bitcoin are now becoming national currencies and accepted to be able to purchase things. And that news just came out yesterday. So how fast are we changing, and where have we come from in such a quick time frame? That's why we're here to help you through each of these different items. We try to stay on top of things that are coming in the near future, in the distant future, and work through each one of these items for you so you can stay on top of it. And how do we steer this back now into real estate, right? So this is, again, one of those topics that as you're out there speaking with potential clients or your friends or one of those things that you now have. And as this comes up, you can relate it maybe to safety back to you, and that would be something that they're interested in talking about. Maybe it's something that you talk about it from a political stance, like I believe in this because I feel this way, or I believe in it this way because that way. I'm not going to take my political stance here and identify that for you, but it would give you an opportunity as you're talking with somebody to go ahead and identify, right, what's going on. So as we kind of walk through this, you're getting all these different opportunities to kind of discuss, to interact, and to talk about real estate with your clients, but I'm trying to give you a different angle to have that conversation from that most other people are possibly not considering. So I hope that helps you out today. Topic closed. Today's real estate word of the day is Homeowners Association. Mike has no screen up to tell him exactly what homeowners association means, so he's just going to move on and close this topic out. I normally have like another screen over here, have my phone up and have something else, but I don't have the definition handy, so this won't get identified at a future date. What you get with live. Well, that's a wrap for us today, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you guys all at 10 o'clock. We talked about 2 in the news hot topics for you that you now have a real estate spin on that you can put your angle to. So go ahead and enjoy those. Get out there and share those topics as you're talking with people, even small chat, right? You'll have something that you can kind of talk about. Now, thank you guys very much. See you at 10 o'clock. Later. Why did I do jazz hands? That was like the weirdest thing. It was totally bad. Okay. Holmes in the serious home, yeah. Okay. Got it. I just have a cup. Done. Got it. Thank you very much, Omkar. I appreciate you today. I will see you tomorrow. Same computer.